What is up, everyone? Welcome to Family Hot Dish. And the topic I wanted to do is why I hate my then 6-year-old was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Let's get right into it. Here, let me just. Here's why I hate it. I was going to write things down and, no. Trust me, I can think of reasons why I hate type 1 diabetes. Now, this ain't supposed to be spilling victim role, my guts as a victim role. It's all for him. I've always said I wish I could take it. I wish I could take his type 1. I wish I could. But my son has always been the happiest-go-lucky kid. Obviously still had his ups and downs before he was diagnosed 6 months ago, but when you hear him say things like, and it's been rare, it's been like 2 times, I think, actually, only in the 6 months, but still, I don't want to be here anymore. You get my drift. That is so hard to hear. So hard to hear. And trust me, I tell him, be grateful, I do gratitude lists a lot. It's part of my recovery. Coming up on 10 years sober. Oh my gosh, I just passed 10 years sober. March 28th, 2014. But I always am telling him, a lot of kids are worse off. A lot of kids have other things that are way worse. But I feel for him so bad, and then his siblings, don't have to count things, don't have to do this, don't have to do that. But we keep it fair by right after he was diagnosed, I took all the junk food out of the house. But we started getting a little bad with it again, and that's fine. He can eat whatever he wants. But, so we actually just recently took all the junk food out again because we were getting down that road again, and then his numbers and everything goes all wacky. And then the other kids, I just tell them, yep, that's what it is. We're eating healthier again, So I hate that for him too, that his whole life he's going to have to stay fixated on eating and not just being able to grab a bite. I do tell him to think about it though, because he will most likely be fit from it. You know what I mean? I said, when you're an adult, you'll see what I mean. I told him you won't have to, as long as you're doing what you need to do with your type 1, you won't have to battle that as much because you're already, eating healthy. Hopefully he sticks with it. I hate the fear it gives you, obviously, as a parent. When he has lows, when he has highs. The fear of when he has lows, what can happen. And I've heard those stories. I listened to the Juicebox podcast. I haven't listened to it for a while, but the first couple months I listened to it a lot. And hearing some of those stories, it's just... There's some YouTubers actually from Minnesota, and they've told some low stories too. They're actually from our area. Elk River. Can't even remember the name. My wife watched him when he was diagnosed with type 1, and then she finally, out of nowhere, it's like, oh, they're at the Otsego Target. And the only reason I'll say this is because they actually, she saw in a video too them with Elk River shirts on and stuff. So I don't think I'm breaking their anonymity. I don't even remember their names, so I guess, Anyways, getting off topic. I just meant seeing other people going through it, and then when you see people in your same town, and I hate that he had to go to homeschool. He didn't have to, but he wanted to. He was too stressed the one day he went to school, and after having this, we were like, well, you're not going to stress about sleeping. We're not doing it to just have him be able to hide from the world. Because we say that to him, and we tell him, when you're ready to go to school, or if you are, just let us know. For us as parents, it was more of that fear factor. Pun intended, not really. But just that fear of, yes, we had the Dexcom and it would show us at school, but the one day it was not. It was not good. It's just, that's not our cup of tea at this age, but obviously as he gets older and he can be more doing it, whatever you want to say, then it'll get a lot easier. But we told him whenever he's ready, So I hate that that happened to him because he had all these friends. And when you have your kids say, I used to have a crush at school, I used to have friends, and like he does have one friend that he plays online with still from school, but he doesn't that much, and I don't know why, but he's a very happy kid though. Don't get it twisted. He plays his VR, he watches his favorite shows all the time. Like, so he's not just a gloomy goose, you know, and at 7 years old it would be understandable with this happening to you, but these are the reasons why I fucking hate it. And I hope he does turn it for good, because he did say that. He said, oh, I want to be like the nurses that helped me, you know, that have it. And that would be beautiful if he did that. Beautiful. Yes. I hate that it happened to him. I wish I could fucking just take it and it'd be mine. I really do. Genuinely. And if you're a parent and you're watching this and your kid has type 1, I'm sure you understand. I just wish I could take it. Be like, here, I got this one, dude. I hate that he has to wear a pump, that he has to wear a Dexcom. I know he doesn't have to, but I'm also grateful for that. So don't get it twisted. I'm not like, you know, I hated that he had to take shots for so long. Now, obviously, this video is not usually day-to-day, obviously. I'm grateful that it wasn't something worse. I'm grateful that, but I just wanted to do a video on this to see if other parents can relate. I'm only 6 months in with him having it, but it's just, obviously we have, most days are, for some reason my phone stopped recording. Some days are great, most days are great, okay? I don't know why my phone did that. That was a little weird, and then I heard a weird noise. Anyways. That's a big reason why I just hate that it happened to him too. And it's just, it's very, very frustrating. It's so hard. Like, it's so hard to see him have to like go through it. And then when you have to say, no, you can't eat that or this or that, or, but it is good things to teach him. You know what I mean? It's not like bad. Like, obviously, if you got to eat healthier. But obviously, he can eat anything he wants. But, you know, like, there's little things like, oh, yeah, soda. Nope. You know, he can have diet sodas here and there. But you know what I mean? It's just such a life shock for him. But also, I couldn't imagine having your kid diagnosed at like 1 or 2, giving them shots, and at least 2, he's our kid who would be, it's weird to say, but it's true. My wife said it right away, not right away, but to the doctors, he's the one that got it and could actually listen and, you know, not give us that much grief. Sometimes he does. Sometimes he's like, I don't want to change my Omnipod. I don't want to change Dexcom. I don't want to do it. And then that's the 2 times he said, I don't want to be here anymore. And that crushed me. And my wife, obviously, crushed us. So I hate it for that. I hate it that it changed his perception of reality. I hate that it changed him loving life all the time, because before he did. But he still has a really fun life, like I said. He really does. My baby's crying, so I gotta go get the other baby, okay? This is the youngest out of 5. 1 second. I had to get this boy. This is Holden. There's Kaysen, Everly, Rowan, Luna, and Holden. But anyway, so yeah, what I was saying before this baby cut me off, it's hard because how it changed his perception of reality. Was that light bright? And that really bothers me because a kid, and I know there's a lot of kids who get it off way worse, so I want that to be clear. And this ain't a victim role. This is just venting, and it's actually, I don't know why the topic even came to my mind, because maybe it will help someone. And I'm not trying to have this put you in negative spirits. It's actually more to relate. I mean, I'm only 6 months in. But like, you know, you have to think about him having that all the time. And I don't know, some parents, we've actually seen some parents or videos that we've seen where people are like, I don't even think about it anymore. Maybe that will happen one day where it's just so second nature. And it already has been. Like, his numbers, if you're curious, the doctors keep saying, oh my God, amazing. Like right when he's got it, you know, so I don't know. I think we've averaged mainly when we go to the doctor at like 120, always. And I don't know the A1C, and my wife would know that, but you know, I see him. He'll pick at his Omnipod a lot, his Dexcom, and you know, it gets itchy. And you know, if I could think of all the things, I was gonna write things down, and I'm like, you know what? No, I can just go off the head because there's all these things, and like, just when he's hungry and before bed, it's like, you know, that's why once it's an hour before bed, I'll ask him like, hey, if you need to eat, the time is now. You know, because obviously I don't want to dose you right before bed. That's dangerous. But we've, in those nights where you got to wake him up and make him drink a juice box, or one of the first nights we had to like shove sugar in his mouth. The reason I'm saying all these things is these are the reasons why I hate that it happened to him. Now, he at one point did say, I want to be like the nurses and doctors that help me who have it. So that'd be beautiful if he did turn it into that, because that's beautiful. We both told him that would be awesome, buddy. I'm sure too, when I'm done with this, I'll think of other things that I hate it happened to him for. And like I said, this isn't to bring negativity or to even bring resentment for yourself, you know, in your situation. It's more relatability. And if you can think of things that you just hate about it, you know, comment below. And actually what's crazy is the Juicebox podcast, like I said, that I listened to, he did talk about saying how he hated it, but then he started looking at it different. He hated insulin. And then he started talking about how then he was grateful for it. So trust me, I already live like that about gratefulness and gratitude. So I'm grateful for what the world is like now with it. Because trust me, I think about it all the time. I'll be like, well, thank God we aren't back in those days, you know, where no one had any idea, you know, or even just back in when there was so much less technology to figure things out. You know, I do think about that stuff all the time. So I don't want this to be misconstrued as like me just, it's so bad. Like, no, it could be worse. Yeah, well, that's it for this one. I hope, I don't know if it would help anyone, or if someone else can relate, or if you're new to this and you've heard some things that, okay, I'll look for that. It will be okay. That's the thing. I don't want this to be taken if you're somebody researching type 1 diabetes like we were. I hope you don't stumble upon this and go, oh my gosh. Oh, there's so many more things. See, I just thought of like sports. My son's athletic, and then now he's like, oh, because it gets him lower, all you got to do is drink a juice box or eat some gummy. But he thinks like that now. Like, oh, but if I'm too active, you know, and those are the types of things too. That's another one. It's just like, you got to even think if your kid's running around, you know, and you know kids. That's another thing. I mean, I'm sure there's even more that I could think of. But, there's a lot of positives. I should do a video of the positives that have happened from type 1, him being diagnosed. Like, he looks better. His color is back. He's not as skinny. He eats more. There's a lot of good things, too. So, yeah, that's it for this one.
Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine with us. I appreciate you
coming along for the ride, and just, I hope you got something from this, or if nothing else, relatability.
We got boogies.
Oh, bye. Sorry, got distracted. Everyone have a good one. Stay close to your family. Love your family. And if you need to comment or relate, go ahead. Everyone have a blessed one. I'm out.